Hey, what's up, everybody? Just wanted to do another quick overview. I said quick last time, and the video ended up being too long. Just wanted to do a video of the what would formerly be called the channel strip on an analog console, but looking at it on the x32 producer. Just kind of wanted to go through on the super high level, just so that you all can kind of get an idea of how it's set up. So we're gonna go from what I call the top down. I call it that because on an analog console, the top of the board, you would have your gain, and then you would go through to EQ and then sends and things like that. So first thing you're going to notice is your preamp section, which is going to have your input gain, and it's also going to have a switch for 48 volt phantom power, a phase inversion switch, a low cut switch, and then also each one of these little sections is going to have something called a view. Well, it's not called that; it's what it's actually called. So if I'm not showing the screen right now, but I guess I could. If you hit view and you're on the proper, when you hit view, the screen will automatically go to the section that is associated with the section that you press on the console. So right now it's showing me gain, it's showing me input delay, it's showing me the basic signal path, where the insert is, where the EQ is, things like that. So that's a neat feature for those of us that need the extra visual of what's happening in the section that we're currently working with. When you hit the view button and whatever shows up on the screen, there is more information there than is available on the physical controls on the console. So that's another thing to keep in consideration as well. Like I mentioned on the preamp and the configuration of the channel, you have the option to insert an input delay, which is super convenient if you've already figured out the timing of it for things like drums, like snare and overhead time alignment. There's not very many other applications that I can think of if you're doing small gigs like I'll be doing, but it's just the point of that is to know that there is more information when you press the view button. Moving down, there is a gate and compressor, two encoders for that. Encoders control the threshold for both of those parameters, those dynamic effects. And you can set them in and out by pressing the soft key above the name of each one. And then again, you can also view what the gate is. And that's a really cool tool because you can actually use that view to set up the gate. It's showing you the graph of the signal going up, the slope as it's entering into the console, and it's showing you what the gain reduction is. As you move the threshold, you can change the settings of the gain. Gate, I'm sorry. Same thing with the compressor. You can press view and it'll show you the compressor settings. There's a lot more settings for a compressor, obviously, than just threshold. So we're going to move on to the equalizer, basically moving on down. This is the key part of any channel strip. I'm not going to go super in depth because I'm sure, well, if you don't know what these settings are, I'll do another video basically kind of explaining how I do a channel EQ. Basically, there's an EQ in and out button just right there. You probably heard it come out and then go back in. And then there's a mode. Basically, it changes between low shelf or low cut if you're on the low or high frequencies, and then a variable EQ or parametric EQ if you were on the high mid and low mid frequencies. High cut and high shelf for the highs, I should say. That's basically it for the channel strip settings. Put some questions down below in the comment section, and I'll try to address them in the next video. Thanks so much.